There's a lot that has been said about how the pandemic and being at home for 6 months has impacted us as individuals and as families. And there is a silver lining, because there are also some positive ways in which we've been affected. Families have been able to spend more time with each other, appreciate each other. And as individuals, many people have taken up hobbies that they never saw themselves being involved with. For example, there's been a fad about baking bread. Other people are redecorating their homes in some way, the interior, placing different pieces of furniture in different places. IKEA has been selling all of their products like hotcakes. And so I too have developed a hobby over the course of time. Something I actually enjoy that I never thought that I would have. Over the last number of months, I've painted a number of rooms at home. I've also started to put things together like chairs that come in a box or a desk. And just a few weeks ago, I bought a new desk. And as I was putting the last couple of screws in, I looked at the desk and it was completely white. And I said to myself, I don't even want to touch it or put it in place. I'd rather just put it somewhere that everybody could just look at it instead of touching it. Because since it was white, it looked to me as so pristine and beautiful, and I didn't want to make it dirty. So once I put it in place, ultimately I realized that the whole purpose of buying it was to use it. And I started to use it. And then after a couple of days, I looked down, and I saw that there was a little mark on the desk itself. So I quickly went and tried to scrape it off. Then I went to get some Fantastic and tried to wash it off. But it was there. It was this spot. And my beautiful white desk now became a beautiful white desk with a spot on it. This coming Shabbos is the last Shabbos of the year. And when it comes to a Shabbos before Rosh Chodesh, generally speaking, every month of the year, except for Tishrei, we bench Rosh Chodesh. We say the Birkas HaChodesh in which we bless the new month coming in. But we don't do so when it comes to Tishrei, and the question is why? There are a number of possible suggestions. And I'd like to share with you a beautiful thought of the Shem Mishmuel, Zecher Tzadik Livracha. And this is what he says. He says, you know why we bench Rosh Chodesh before the month begins on Shabbos? Because we try to get the new month off to a great start by taking some of the Kedusha, the sanctity, the holiness of Shabbos and placing it on the new month. When it comes to Rosh Hashanah, when it comes to the month of Tishrei, that's not needed. And that's because on Rosh Hashanah there is a pasuk that we start, or a phrase that we say over and over again. Zeh hayom tchilas ma'asecha zikaron liyom rishon. This day, the day of Rosh Hashanah, is the day, it's the anniversary of the day upon which Hashem created the world. It was tchila, it was first, it was the beginning. That day was not built upon a day before it. That day was the start, fresh, anew. And so the Shem Mishmuel says when the month of Tishrei comes, when Rosh Hashanah comes, it doesn't need to have the Kedusha of Shabbos. It has its own sanctity and it has its own opportunity. And he says the following words. He says that we should have in mind when it comes to this period of time as we prepare for Rosh Hashanah. Sheyaschil legamrei mechadash. As Rosh Hashanah comes, we should begin anew, all over again. Ki'ilu hayom nolad, as if we were born on the day of Rosh Hashanah. V'lo tizkarena harishonos, and we shouldn't remember all of the different blemishes that made our souls, that took away the pristine, the beauty, the whiteness of our souls over the course of time. There'll be a time to go through all of that. That's what Yom Kippur is all about, to atone for all of those blemishes. But Rosh Hashanah is about recognizing the fact that it's a new beginning, a new start, a new opportunity. And we're able to look at that desk and see the beautiful white color. As we wear white in our garments on Rosh Hashanah, we also look at the beauty of our internal soul. So this Shabbos, as we celebrate the last Shabbos of the year, and we try to prepare ourselves spiritually for Rosh Hashanah, let's make sure that we remember not to bring with us all of the negativity of this past year, but recognize that Rosh Hashanah brings with it a fresh start, new opportunity to grow and to become closer with Hashem, and ultimately for us to become better people with our families and to ourselves. Wishing everyone a good Shabbos.